you should not be online right now. You shouldn't be online. You shouldn't be doing this. Hello, everyone. I shouldn't be online today. I've got nothing prepped for you. I just need some comfort. I feel like I'm surrounded by stupid people, like Nazi stupid fucks. It's just everywhere, and they're all cheering. They're just happy about it. They're just like, fuck yeah! And, I chose to come here. I keep telling myself that that's what's happening, that I chose this somehow deep down. I was like, you know what? I really want this to happen. I want to come here and be here. And, you're here. So, that works out. There's perks. I'm not going to lie, but man, there's like a lot of stupid people around. Really stupid people. 31% of the electorate decided, let's put this guy in charge, and let's get Stephen Miller in there. Let's throw down with some Fox News hosts being in charge of the military. Let's throw all the media out of the Pentagon. Let's take over a few countries. Let's knock down the East Wing. Let's Blair Phantom of the Opera music because she's upset. Let's call reporters Piggy. Let's call them Piggy now. If they're a girl, let's say, shut up, Piggy. Let's do that. Let's make the world's most powerful leader in the world be afraid of giving a blowjob to somebody named Bubba. Let's do that. Fuck it, man. Fuck it, man. If that is enough, if it's all right, it's fuck it, man. It's different. Yeah. This is. I don't know if you should be here. I've really tried to stay out of the whole Trump is Hitler game because, as I mentioned before, it started too early, and there's been a lot of rising to occasion of the groypers, and you're not allowed to talk about them because you need to stay in your lane, James, because you don't understand what it's like to have a plight, James, because the way you grew up was just full of magical delicious berries, and you don't understand what it's like to be surrounded by this now, and so you're just like, okay, well let's see what you got, and you're watching, and there's just so many stupid people. Oh, there's so many stupid people. There's so many stupid people. There's a lot of them. It's stupid how many of them there are. And I got no business. So, is this helping? Is this helping anyone? Is anyone? It's probably not. Good Lord, where am I? Yeah, I'm probably not helping you, Brenda. Probably not such a good idea to be like, let's tune in. In fact, there's kind of low numbers. Thank goodness. This is probably better. But like I said, sometimes I'm kind of going crazy. I kind of, oh man, I kind of want to do a daily show, and I want to bring things to you. But then when you look at how stupid everything is, you're just like, ugh. Yeah, it's okay. I really only wanted to have enough time today to tell you about CIA coup. There's Mexico is blowing up right now. It's pretty insane. One guy spray painted Jewish whore on the presidential doors, and now there's like this whole bend that this is a Jewish conspiracy has been running Mexico. And this is one of the most popular presidents, the president that Mexico's had in a while. Also, like 21 presidential candidates, over 20 presidential candidates were assassinated. So how you make it through that gauntlet is beyond me. This lady, I've seen her in the last 3 weeks. I've seen her groped. I've seen people spit in her face. And I've seen her really endure a lot of bullshit. And her stance is Mexico's independent. We don't want to help. Get the fuck out, Trump. And the threshold is so low, what it takes for people to buy into something, that it's easy to just make this into whatever. This is a organic movement from the Mexican people because they're tired of being run by narcos, by a narco president. I'm not in Mexico, so I'm open to this. I'm like, okay. So the Jewish whore is a narco president, which means that the narcos put her in power so she would be a puppet dictator to allow them to be narcos, right? I mean, isn't that what a narco dictator would do? Correct me if I'm wrong. And so let's follow this logic, please. I mean, see, I don't think most people are like, I don't want to follow logic. First of all, James. Second of all, how long is this going to take? And that's, maybe the word isn't stupid. We're surrounded by low-bit people. Is that the better word? Has the white sun just shown you kind of more who's low-bit? It could be it. That could be it. So, it's a narco president, Jewish narco president. She survives all the hits from all the narcos because the narcos are like, this is our lady, right? I mean, let's just follow this out. So she's now president. So all the narcos should be happy because bitch is in their pocket. And then on Huerta, this Day of the Dead, November 1st, in the middle of a very crowded celebration, a mayor in South Central Mexico is shot with his kids there, shot in the plain of day. And we're told it's a narco hit because this guy he spoke out against the narcos, the local narcos. So the narcos, who already have their president in power, decide during the Day of the Dead, this kind of big, kind of like a Christmas, sort of like a Valentine's Day massacre would be the closest an American you might be able to see to understanding this, would see this as a pretty big event. This is someone's trying to get a lot of attention. So it's not a quiet hit. It's a hit down in the middle of the day. It's a terrorism inserted. And that shallow people are being told that the narcos hit this person because they wanted to start a revolution in Mexico to overthrow the narco-controlled president. And I'm just waiting, sitting here, chewing on a little piece of hay, just kind of hanging out underneath my hat, waiting for people to catch up and go, oh yeah. Oh wait, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense, James. Why did you tell us that? I'm like, I didn't tell you that. You told me that. I just said it back to you. I didn't redefine anything. I didn't set up a new definition of what terrorism is or what narco state means. The symbol of the group that the revolutionary force, the rebel force, and if you watch Star Wars, you're going to be wanting to cheer for the rebel force because you got a Jewish president, eh? And you got a Jewish president, so the rebel force has to be the good guys. Even though you're living in a narco state, there could be no narcos on the rebel level. The narcos have to only exist on the upper level because this is how dichotomy works. This is how a binary 2-bit fucking brain works. Look, I just want to be emotional today. I just do. Oh, making you flinch. Oh, made you flinch. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. It's just, go with it. So, fuck, man. How do you explain to a 2-bit witness what happened? How do you get past the opening credits. How do you... I don't think you can. I don't think there's a way to discuss those things. So you have to just kind of watch people, like kind of like children, and you're just like, he'll figure it out, or she'll figure it out, or they'll figure it out, or oh my God, they didn't figure it out, and now they're 31% of these people have voted to, hey, let's just round people up who don't have papers. Because and when you ask them why, it's because you guys called us Nazis. So I was like, okay, let me get this straight. 31% of the electorate who wore a red "Make America Great Again" hat, one of the gayest fucking shits I've ever seen. You guys are wandering around. You're upset because the people who don't wear the red hats called you Nazis. And you were so upset because you were called Nazis that you decided to create an armed militant group to wander around taking people who don't have their papers with boots on. Is it? And this is the Lord of the Flies. This is what you're watching. And these people are like, and it doesn't matter because I have 16 million views. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't matter. You can't say something because you don't have 16 million views. You have 7.3 million views. So, guess I showed you. And you're just like, but can we just like stop rounding people up? No, you called us Nazi. And it's like, but isn't that what a Nazi does? Yes, we love Hitler. Well, if you fucking love Hitler, why are you upset? Because people are calling you Nazi. And you're like, I don't know. You have everything you want. You guys, you have everything you fucking want. You even gone so far to penetrate into the local Acton. It's like, hey, let's go around and whistle at fucking ICE agents to alert people in the community that fucking bootlickers are coming around. And you guys are going into those posts and saying, I voted for this so fucking hard. Oh, fucking hard I voted for this. I wanted this so bad and now it's here. I'm so happy. So you have every fucking thing you want. Everything you want. You've got it. And now you're fucked. Because this is what happened to Hitler. This is what happened. It took that fuckface. Guys, Hitler was a retard. I know that right now it's supposed to be like apropos, to be like, hey, Hitler wasn't that bad. I've looked into it. The guy was a fucking retard. It wasn't even close, guys. There is no amount of Jewish underwriting or overwriting that would ever be able to cover up or even to make worse what a fucking retard Adolfo was. He was just a retard. It's okay. It's not the first time you guys have worshipped retards. It's not. This is kind of a regular thing. And Blue, stop your fucking smirking. You fucks are even worse. So you're just sort of like not on the field today. That's really all that matters. This is not your giant, oh, we were right the whole fucking time. You weren't right, fucking Cobra commanders. You guys were wandering around like Team fucking Cobra, saying, hey, they called us snowflakes, so we're going to make everybody wear a mask. This, you two, you guys, 2-bit retard army running the country. 31% of you. That's all it took. Now we're living in this. Economy's fucked. Everything's fucked. Embargoes, tariffs. You got Mike Johnson running around. The entire focus on every single thing we're doing is releasing a file that no one even needs released. There's no magic change. There's no magic change. Guys, Donald Trump probably gave a lot of blowjobs over his day. It's probably, Bill Clinton's probably not even one of them. It's probably not even one. It doesn't matter. The most salacious thing that you can paint is not going to change what's already happened, what's happening right now. And that we have armed a militia of people that are wandering around, putting people in zip ties, throwing them in vans because they don't have their fucking papers. That's all that matters. who the fuck gives a shit who shot Charlie Kirk? Why are you even questioning this? The dude took millions from Israel for years, from Mossad. He literally said, I will cuck for you, Benjamin Netanyahu, if you give me millions. Millions came. Candace helped him put the money on the plane. There's video. This is not a huge fucking mystery. And the fact that so many are still focused on this, while all this other stuff is actually happening, is showing you how fucked up this place is. How completely anti-first world. You guys are embarrassing what it means to be in the first world. Like it's embarrassing. And I'm not having a good time right now. Not having fun. Not enjoying it. I don't enjoy saying I'm right. I would rather you guys tell me how right you are. And I'm looking at it and it's not helping. And some of you guys are supposed to be close. You're so fucking far off the retard ranch here. You're so completely off. You're tripling down on, well, it's not actually pedophilia because she's under 5 or she's over 7. And I'm like, so you've thought about this. You've got in your mind this whole thing. It's probably some sort of lyric from Eminem that you heard, right? It's probably some sort of like song lyric, and you've decided, well, this is the case because I fucking love Hitler now. And if you love Hitler, why aren't you studying him? Why aren't you reading how stupid he was? Guys, it took him 12 years to get in power. The only way that guy could come to power was that he had to wander around with a bunch of drunken homosexuals that would walk into the pub and say, no one's getting a drink until you listen to our gay friend. And then Hitler would speak. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not like, oh, James, really putting a spin on it. No, I'm just telling you what happened. And that the only way that you would be able to even get an audience back then, to secure those kinds of numbers, is to take over a place. And those are called brown shirts. And they were the gayest of them all. Guys, these weren't Jews. These were gay-ass fucking Germans. They all wore the same shirt. They carried guns around in the street and said, look how tough we are. They carried their little leader with them. Their little leader, their little master blaster, was put on top of the bar. And he goes, watch what this fucker says. And he would say shit. It took 12 years for Germany to say, hey, this guy really has a message. He really has a message. This is not an organic movement. This is a little train that shouldn't. A little train that shouldn't and then tried, suggested it couldn't. There's nothing brilliant about this guy. Guys, let's talk about Himmler. Well, James, he was like unlocking the secrets of esoterics. No, he wasn't. He was literally bitching at Himmler for doing it. He was like, stop trying to uncover secret Bibles. Germania, what the fuck you talking about? We don't give a shit. I don't care. We got work to do. So incompetent that all the people that he would tell them not to do stuff, they'd still do it. Himmler still did it. He was just like, well, fuck you, little fur. I don't care. I do not care. Meanwhile, you're telling me what a man he was. Guys, he never had kids. Oh, well, now he had secret kids. Okay, so he went around squiring bastard children that he wouldn't claim. Is this what you're leaning on now? Is this where we're going? Are we leaning into that? That will just, he's fucking, look, man, he's such a man that he didn't have, he did have kids, but they're in Argentina and they just don't claim him because he won't claim them because that's what fucking men do. The fatherland demanded that they leave Germany. Duh. It's like, no. Where is the genius in this guy? Where is it? Because what I know is that the more things degrade, the more morality starts to fall, the more Hitlerism rises, because Hitlerism is basically just vandalism. It's basically just, I'm mad, I'm not going to take it, I'm going to break some shit. It's not a brilliant suggestion. It's barely past brooding. There's a place where you can feel disenfranchised, and there's a place where you can feel franchised by that, where you can go out and say, hey, I don't like black people because they break into Target and steal shit. So I'm going to put on a fucking red hat and we're going to fucking break into the Constitution and steal shit. We're going to break into the Capitol and steal shit because the black people do it. That's why. Don't you see all the black people? They're having sex with our women. And I'm like, whoa. What did you just say? Like, they're having sex with our women. And I'm just like, holy fuck. Is this where this comes back to? And it does. It does. White man's angry because white woman doesn't like him. James, is this like a deeper... Yeah. Yeah, this is called the fertility cult. The fertility cult is going bye-bye. And it's not the first time. Priapus rose, Priapus inverted, and now Priapus becomes flaccid. This worship of the phallus, turned into the pharaoh, turned into the cross that's inverted. St. Peter was crucified upside down because the worship of the phallus of Rome was frankly overcome with abstinence and syphilis. I'm writing a book about this. And that after that time, you had such an inversion of the worship of sexuality that you had to start worshiping the anti-sexuality. And you end up building and breeding a cult that's really just an anti-fertility cult. LGBTQ. These are anti-fertilities. They are ways of being, ways of having a cosmology that you've never considered before. And that they violate the tenet of biological fertility. Actually, it's not even biological. It's not even biological. You listen to James. Are you listening to that? Are you listening, James? You guys having a good time? I shouldn't be here. Yeah, so there's a certain security knowing that when you wake up, when you grow up, because you can grow up without waking up, that when you reach a certain age, you're going to be able to stretch your power based on your genitals. If it's a female, you're going to be able to exercise your power based on those. If it's a male, you're going to be able to exercise your power based on those. And all of man's power that he gets from his genitals is basically placed inside the woman, and then those transcription happens. What can I tell you? It's transcription. And once the transcription happens, the power dynamic is different at that point. You and I, in order to preserve a more perfect union, have had a fertility cult kind of mode to us, or genre into our focus, where that's been the only modes that we could function in because we needed more people. And when you need more people, then you have so much focus on the fertility cult, you don't have a lot of angst around. If you interview people who owned slaves, some of them are even still alive today. They'll remember times when their grandparents would tell them stories, and the stories would be that when the slaves lived with us, they were much happier than they are now. And now that they're freer, they're not as happy. And this is a fascinating argument that you could use to argue either side, but really what you're looking at is the psychology has grown. It can afford to be more unhappy. Have you considered that being unhappy is a luxury? That you having a psychic sense of being unhappy, I should say, is a luxury. It's a luxury you have in this world. And if you have enough calories and you can afford it, you can say things about yourself like, I'm not happy, or I feel fat, or I'm fucking bald, or I don't have enough viewers, or James, stop internalizing. Okay. Or I'm surrounded by stupid people. You afford things that you find difficult. You can now bitch about them. Bitching is a kind of luxury. It's true. It's kind of flower. It's kind of a nut you grow. People will actually look at you and judge you based on how well you bitch about things. Do you bitch about the things that I bitch about? Stuff like that. And so you end up with a culture that starts to really love seething. And you look up to people that show you how to seethe. And one of the best ways to seethe, honestly, is to tell people I have a Hitler fetish. And at first you meet these people and you're like, oh, that's weird. You don't really think much about it. And then whenever you around them again, you notice that they're not really like actively proselytizing Hitler. And you're not sure if it's because they're being polite or maybe do they know Hitler? Because a lot of people just don't know. A lot of people just believe something because it sounds cool. I don't want to pick on people, so I'm not. There's a lot of things like this. I see it all the time. People are like, I think the world is blank, or I think viruses are blank, or I think this is super that, or I think these people are that. And you judge people on how they think about that. It's how we find partners. It's how we find mates. But now there's not such a need. Not everyone's like, hey, let's fucking have mates. And this has been happening since the 70s. The first rollout of the word feminism, the first idea, even women getting the right to vote, has been this slow, steady movement away from a fertility cult. Why would you want to give women the right to vote? Because not everyone needs to be making babies. What else are they going to do? What else are we going to do? I think that we should agree to have the right to vote individually. And if I want to have the right to vote, I got to start paying taxes. And if I'm paying taxes and all of a sudden I'm like, I don't fucking like this voting thing, you can just stop paying taxes. I think that your vote should be tied to the taxes you send. You heard me. I just suggested a corporate monopoly. Yeah, a private corporate monopoly. Yeah, that's what I fucking suggested. I think I should be able to put an envelope and fart in it and put, here's, I wanted to help you guys. Here's me helping. I'm helping. It's got a picture of Ralphie, and I farted in it, and I've sealed it really fast. And I've mailed that off because I think these guys have earned it. I think they fucking earned that. And if they keep this up, I'm going to start mailing jars. I'm going to start doing that. And that would change if all of a sudden I was like, hey, this dude named Massey, by the way, I don't give a fucking shit about the Epstein files. I care about the fact that we have placed an iron floor between you and the soil. And now the only way you get to be here and touch the soil is if you have the fucking papers. And I hate how shallow it is that people cannot see that this is what's happening, because this is what's happening. This is what's happening. It's that. And it's not sexy. It's not fun to talk about. No side is winning because both sides made this happen. I'm happy that at least the Democrats are bitching about it, but fuck, man, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. So back to Mexico a sec. Why would a narco cartel purposely try and overthrow their own government? The answer is they wouldn't. Another is, why would you even try and shoot a mayor when the United States is moving all of their, has all these battleships right out off the Caribbean and are actively bombing boats? If anything was a time to keep the status quo, it would be then. And I guess I've probably said all this before, but I wish more people were saying it. Excuse me. Maduro has admitted that he's stopped a few coups, CIA coups. Trump has actually bragged about it. Then you have this Day of the Dead. The Worker Rebel Party, their symbol is a skull and bones. It's a skull and bones. It's a Mexican skull and bones. And this is sort of the revolutionary force that wants to overthrow Mexico. And the Day of the Dead is the day when you could not have a bigger, more symbolic skull and bones display. You can't. And it shows you the low quality of shallow witness, because if you wanted to invigorate the skull and bones, you would shoot someone on Skull and Bones Day. And I cannot say this more clearly. There really is, you're running out of people who would do this on this day. You're running out of options to think about who would do this. You have Trump bragging about it in Venezuela. He can't brag about it in Mexico. He can only brag about it in Venezuela because it was thwarted twice. So the CIA is Monroe doctrining the shit out of South America, definitely Central America. And I don't think that there's going to be enough international pressure to stop any of that. And now America's issues, America's problems have just, multiplied by 38, 40, 50 times now? And the entire idea of building a border wall is now completely moot. It's unnecessary. Because if those countries are just going to be the United States of Mexico, the United States of El Salvador, of Costa Rica, of Honduras, of Venezuela, then what kind of border policy are you even talking about? I thought the whole problem is that America's got precious white people inside. And that the thing that's hurting us the most is that the precious white people are getting nervous. And if we don't protect the precious white people, that they're so fucking delicate that we have to go out and execute just fishing boats because, God forbid, there could be drugs on there, because we're not about to sit there and look at ourselves and say, hey, white man, you being this addicted to fentanyl is destroying our national security. Your addiction to fentanyl is our enemy's greatest weapon. And if we are going to change every single thing that our country does in order to protect the weakest among us, who make us the most vulnerable, who are destroying and eradicating every civil rights bill, every article in the Bill of Rights, every structural point of the Constitution, the separation of federal powers from state powers, the ability for federal troops to now invade domestically, the ability for a singular executive branch who probably is having mental problems to just invade foreign countries and just execute people that are just hanging out in the Caribbean. The shallow nature that is apparent here, it's beyond embarrassing. It's beyond immoral. And watching the rise of Hitler fetish and all this, it really shows you that the fertility cult is I think at the root of all this. White man feels ashamed if he's not promised a vagina. There's this, I was born to have a white vagina, and I get to stick my stick in it. And if that someone takes that away, whether it be a white woman or a black guy, I'm going to be a fucking Nazi about it. And I want to round up all the colored people around, the guys that probably have strong backs, that have tans, that are outside working all the time. And I want to get them the fuck out of here because I think it'll make me look more appealing. And this, you know who this sounds like? Sounds like Hitler. Sounds like Hitler. And I don't mean this as like an insult. I mean it more as just how pathetic it is. Like I said, it took Hitler 12 years to get to power. He lost everything in 14 months. 14 months. He had his own women were being raped by the Red Army. His own people were being neglected by his own military force. His own military force was deciding that Germany was basically their grocery store, their brothel. And why would they not be? The brown shirts showed them this is how we run Germany. You got to be brave and bold, and everyone will respect what a cockhead you are. And this is Donald Trump. And when people are have enough angst, they're just like, yeah, fuck it. Let's fucking see what happens. Let's have more Hitler. And I wish that there was just more like reverence for Hitler. I wish that you fucks would come up with, here's the top 3 reasons why you like Hitler. Because none of them even make sense. None of them even have any validity. Even as all the Jews were being rounded up, they're still out raping white German women. The Nazis are still out there doing that. They're still gay as fuck. They're so gay that they have to turn on themselves. They got to turn on themselves because they're like, you know what? We cannot help our addiction to our own self-loathing homosexuality. Because at that point, it's self-loathing. So the only answer we have is we got to fucking invade Russia. That's what we'll do. We're going to fucking take over Poland. We're going to go rape some Polish people for a while. Then we're going to take pictures. We're going to take those pictures. We're going to say the Red Army did it. Probably the Red Army did it. Who the fuck knows? But we're going to take those pictures back to our schools. And we're going to make all of our own children look at these pictures of these raped bodies. Because we want to protect them. We want to protect them. That's how Nazi as fuck things are. That's what Hitler means. It doesn't mean a bunch of flower girls. It doesn't mean an orgy in a barn. It does not mean anything close to what you think it means. It is just the self turning on the self. It's why when you look at the Groypers, and I tried really hard, there's not really an idea there. It's just basically, yeah, whatever Trump was saying, we're just that, but we're just mad. We're just mad, and you don't get to tell us how mad to be because you don't know what it's like to be disenfranchised. And that's a special kind of flower. And that's what's wants to bloom right now. It's not America first. But I don't know if it should be. I don't think America has anything to do with white people. If you want to save yourself, you need to stop calling yourself a white man. White man's a Zionist invention. Zionists invented that so you would feel disenfranchised. And the more disenfranchised you feel, people like Donald Trump, people like that Nick Fuentes guy are going to be able to tell you things. And you're going to feel, hey, that's pretty funny. That's true as fuck. And deep down, it's just because you're seething. And seething is a kind of feeling alive. The same way that once a few things snapped, once you're walking into a village and you have a uniform on and you watch someone else kick someone in the head, then you start to realize, well, he's probably a Jew. Then it's over for you. You slip back into this kind of animism. And you've decided that there's no way anyone who looks just like you can do anything wrong. And if they are doing something wrong, it must surely be the fault of someone who does not look just like you. And there's not a lot of winning here. There's just not. I saw something today I thought was really inspiring. It's people are painting on the street. Human abducted here. It's sort of like a date, sort of like a body chalk marker for where someone was arrested by ICE. I fucking love that idea. I really love that idea. I wish that I had more flex. I'd be creating crews that would go out and do that. Just documenting those things, just putting it in our history. Because I think at this point, the only thing you can do, you're not going to be able to shame anyone on Lord of the Flies Island. It's not going to help. when pride gets inverted, when you start to think the enemy is pride, and hating the pride movement really is you hating pride, it would be the only thing that could keep the Nazism alive. You would have to have that kind of a hatred for self-worth, pride, ego. And we have all those. That's given to us by the two-party system, but we want the two-party system too. It's the shallow witness I talk about. That's really what it is. It's a very, very shallow witness. And you end up casting a lot of pearls before a lot of swine if you're out there trying to change people. It is not a profitable business. It's not. It's a big old uphill battle is what it is. And I want you to know something. The only way you would know, the only way I would know who you are is if you were in this battle knowing it was uphill and knowing that you're not going to win. This is why I do the show today. It's there's really like this is it, man. This is really it. It really does just come down to that. And shame's not going to do it. I just think witnessing it, just truly witnessing it. And if you're angry at it as you're witnessing it, you're kind of being selfish. And this sounds weird, right? Hear me out. You're kind of being selfish because you want the credit to shame that person. And you want that credit because you want to feel less shameful. I fucking get it, man. It's like, hey, look at the dirt on your hands. And now your hands are magically clean, aren't they? They're cleaner. It's clever. We're allowed to be clever. This is Lord of the Flies. We're flies. We're lords on these flies, whichever way. So it's okay. But like just witnessing it, just nice, simple, excuse me. No, I'm just painting that that's what this happened here. Well, you got a problem with it? No, I don't have a problem with it. I just want to make sure we knew. Just want to make sure we knew that's what's happening here. Want to make sure we know that the people in the red hats are like, hey man, it's not pedophilia if she's fucking got hair. That doesn't count. You know that. Everyone knows that. And it's like, no, I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. And this new word you want to give me that somehow is more responsible now? I didn't know that either. Not only do I not know that, I don't want to know that. I don't want to hear how you're about to tell me how Hitler really had secret kids and that he had a big dick. I don't think he did. I think if he did, he probably would have been using it. I think if he would have been using it, he probably wouldn't have needed a bunch of brown shirts. I don't think he would have had to have murdered the brown shirts in their beds. They were caught with other men. The three highest brown shirts during Night of the Long Knives. I don't know why they call it the night. It was 3 days long. The top three guys were caught in bed with men. And Hitler loved them so much. I think that's why it took 3 days. Most were executed that night, but not those top three. No, Hitler, he couldn't say goodbye to them. He did though, because even his own conviction was overridden by the populist nature of what was surrounding him. So he did that, and he just went out and just ruined the country. He just ruined it. He had it all. He really could have brought back the fatherland. He could have been fuck Monroe Doctrine, fuck doing shit elsewhere. We're going to make everybody feel great. We're going to teach ego. We're going to teach all kinds of stuff. And you know what would have made Hitler fucking amazing? Is if Hitler would have said, yeah, man, the Jews are like fentanyl. And if you guys are this addicted, if you guys are going to destroy your life this much, having something like a Jew or fentanyl inside your border, I don't know if you should be living. I don't know if you're helping the fatherland. And I, Hitler, because I want to live up to the image that a bunch of fucking groypers are going to have for me in 30, 50 years from now, I'm going to need to do the right thing. I'm going to have to call all you fuckers who want to sit on your ass and complain because the Jew took something from you, whether it be your girlfriend, whether it be your job, whether it be your ability to look in a mirror. If Hitler was great, he would have turned to those people and said, you guys are fucking this up. We need self-responsibility. We need Nietzsche up in here. We need Ubermensch. And anyone who needs to blame a Jew is not a man. That's a slave of Jews. That's who that is. And I'm Hitler, and I don't like that. This would have been a Holocaust. Whew. I mean, I'm just saying, if you're going to go fascist, you guys don't want me going fascist because you don't know who I'm going to go out for. But it's going to be that. It's going to be that. I would find that. And I would go, you know what? You just can't hang. And you're like, what do you mean? It's like, well, you just won't shut the fuck up about a conspiracy. Well, it is a conspiracy. Yeah, I agree it's a conspiracy. But like, it took decades for 26 states to create anti-BDS felony laws. Like, that's all white people. That's all white men. That's all angsty white men, just like yourself, in your basement, all pissed off. You want to have more power? Jew comes in and says, hey, I'll give you $1 million if you advocate for us. And people like Charlie Kirk are like, yeah, I'll do that. And then you're like, you took Charlie Kirk away. No one took fucking Charlie Kirk away. Charlie Kirk made a deal. Same deal Hitler made. It's closer than you think. This guy's fucking whacked. Trump, he's fucking whacked. Demented, whacked. War criminal beyond that. Completely whacked. We are not in the context to see the accuracy of that statement yet. There is a normalcy, which is a kind of inflammation that is spread around us. And because of our shallow witness, I don't think anyone's going to be held accountable for it. Same thing with COVID-19. I think there should be lawsuits so long that there has to be, instead of release the Epstein files, Congress should say, guys, can we stop suing the government? We have to, you guys, look, we fucked up, okay? Just stop suing us. Stop it. Stop it. And you're like, James, you can't sue the government. Yeah, you can. Don't you ever let someone tell you that again. There are people who running the government. They run the government. Yes, they have something called diplomatic immunity or civil immunity. And yes, that can be overridden. You can sue the government. What you don't have is a Justice Department with the resources that Donald Trump has. Now you know what being executive means. It means having a Justice Department like that. Yes, thumbs up indeed. Appreciate that. Hit subscribe. God forbid I get more subscribers today. You don't want to encourage that. You don't want to encourage that. So yeah. See if you can find something admirable about Hitler. Because I just gave it the benefit of the doubt. I just thought, I really haven't put that much time into it. And all I see is just a coward and a weakling. Dude couldn't even say, hey, I did what I did because I thought it was right. Like, he had to take the easy way out. Like, real massive coward. Spent most of his time addicted to Pavanir, right? Oh, it's a Jewish conspiracy. No, it's not. It's not. If you want to say that Hitler, that the blood test that was done on the couch shown in a photograph inside of his lounge there is that's just random blood, that's not Hitler's, that's fine. But that means that someone in Hitler's inner circle who had access to his private lounge had a micropenis. Not only did he have some sort of like fertility problem, it just shows you even more that how much of a hypocrite Hitler was. That he was surrounded by the very vermin that he was insisting that was eradicating and destroying Germany. And that if he really believed in the fatherland, if he really believed in the patriarchy, if he really believed in a strong father figure, you think he would have been pulling out that giant dong and like siring people and showing them every day, hey, here's how you be a good dad. Here's how you be a good citizen. But he didn't do that. No, he bullied his way to the top. It's slowly. And again, 12 years, for every year that it took to get him in power, he took a month and just destroyed the country with it. Just destroyed it. Just a really horrible failure. Literally had the entire world turn against him. You know why? Because he was a pussy bitch. What's wrong with that, guys? What's wrong with that? You want to say, well, he's got this secret white heritage that we need. No, that actually came from Rome. It didn't come from Germany. It came from Rome. Was it Vitruvius? I forget the writer's name. But who wrote the Germanica, this Himmler's sacred Bible to give Germany this idea that they're secretly this master race? That came from Italians. That came from Italians. You know what? They're probably Jews. Oh, God, James. Don't you fucking say that. Yeah, they were probably Jews. They were probably Jews. Yep. Are you a Jew? Do you like to subscribe? Would you like to subscribe to James True? Hey, we'll see you guys later. I appreciate you letting me blow off some steam. I really do. Patrons, I didn't post this. Tacitus, was that it? Let me get that right. That could be right. Tacitus wrote Germanicus. Yeah. Thank you. We got a right answer here. Someone. Hey, let's take this person off the kill list. Darkbloom 1244. Let's remove them from the kill list, please. Oh wait, they're a Jew. Oh, never mind. That's fine. Yeah, put him on the fast kill. We'll do fast kill. Thank you so much there, Darkbloom. Appreciate that. Yeah, Tacitus wrote Germania to inform Roman elites about the Germanic tribes, a region of political and military importance. So he's the one that painted the idea of, oh my God, these guys are just rippling. Oh, their bodies were so rippled with muscles. They were rippled with muscles, and wrote about how venerated they were and should be. And these would be the Gauls. And you would argue that maybe it's Germans, but it could be the French. It could be the French. Those guys, a lot of intermingling there, you know, a lot of that stuff. So, if there was less shallow witness, I guess I'm still talking. If there was less shallow witness, like if I could mind meld with some of these kids today. Oh, these kids today. Oh, God, these kids today. Oh, I'm going to mind meld with the kids today. Yeah, we're going to mind meld with the kids. All right, James, let's mind meld with the kids. You there, kids. We're going to mind meld. The fertility cult is not all that it's cracked up to be. Sex is wonderful. Its body is a wonderful thing. The end of fertility cult is not the end of sex. It is not the end of romance. But if you're going to pull this off, you're not going to be able to have the same kind of polarity. Listen up, folks. Fertility cult is about making babies. Fertility cult's dead. It's just not going to be the main thing. Oh, it doesn't mean that fertility is dead. It's kind of like NASCAR. When NASCAR got big, for some reason, people were like, hey, let's check that out. And a lot of people were like wandering around NASCAR going, hey, we're checking this out. Dana Kirkpatrick, I think, is one of those people. And, you know, you have a sport. A lot of people are into the sport, but not a lot of them are really into it. So you end up with bad parents. You end up with neglectful parents that have joined a fertility cult, and they're phoning it in on their kids because they're not really in the fertility cult. They just don't know what else to do with their life. And since they don't know what else to do with their life, they're going to do what everyone else is doing. So they're going to phone it the fucking in. They're going to phone it in. Which means that white male disenfranchisement right now is directly driven simply by how easy it was to get into a fertility cult before versus now. But the people that were in the fertility cult weren't exactly having a good time anyway. They weren't like loving life. A lot of regret there. Why regret? Don't blame the fertility. You got to blame how shallow witness is. And that Not a lot of people are looking at their life in a long-term way. Not a lot of people are considering their life to be this crucially important thing, and they want to do something with it. So a lot of people never really have the opportunity to sit back and not just decide what they think they want, but then to figure out that what they wrote down and said, this is what I think they want, is actually not even what they want. This is very expensive. And so you start out wanting to be, I want to be a fireman and a cop and a spaceman and a dump truck driver. That's how you begin. And as you grow, the list grows. And then something different happens. You're in a bell curve and it starts to shrink again. The list of what you can do and can't do, that starts to decrease. You start to notice that there's only so much that you can invest in. That if you're going to do something right, you have to really focus on it. You can't just phone it in. Fertility would be one of these things. It would do these things, right? Oh my God, treat having children as a business deal on the future. Brenda said that. I'm not sure. So I think if we had a better understanding of business deal, I think actually that would be correct. But I think a lot of people think business deal is like negative or like dehumanized or something. Breeding free labor for many. Yeah, back then, I think back then it was. I think now you're looking at specialization is going to make the competition for fertility higher because it's no longer a fad. And I don't think it should be a fad. I think that all the broken angst that you see, the dead flowers that are honestly just worshiping Hitler right now, because really that's just being a dead flower, I think. I think that fodder is necessary for other flowers after them to come in and look at that and go, wow, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to live like that. I did that on my parents' back. I saw the decisions they made and was like, I don't know if I want to do that. I think I want to try this. And now there's a generation doing the same to mine and vice versa. So most of us are just wefting in the weave of our parents anyway. It takes a lot for you to flower as an individual and really even look at something fertility with enough seriousness and say, hey, do you want to do this or not? I always felt like I did. I remember wondering why other people weren't more serious about it. And I was always afraid that I was going to get stuck in a fertility cult with someone that wasn't as serious about it. It's could all be lying to myself, but also I think I was right at that cusp where the cusp is long, so it takes many generations. But you've been told an ideal about what America should be, and then you end up with an expectation. This is kind of like being a white man. You end up with an expectation. Well, I was told it would be this way. Therefore, Zionism. Therefore, I've been promised a Stargate to sheathe my sword. And if that doesn't come, you feel disenfranchised. And when you feel disenfranchised, you want to break things. And when you want to break things, you're going to start worshiping Hitler. And you're going to never have enough calories to admit that you just want to break things. And you're going to end up with a populist movement with millions of people watching. And those millions of people are going to want to break things, but none of them are going to want to admit that they're just in it to break things. I think ultimately this is where most people are. And until we solve longevity or massively stimulate conscious growth, it'll be this way for a while. But weirder things have happened in our lifetime. And it could be that there's a giant culling coming, some sort of culling. It could be that all of the ICE agents are a kind of Pied Piper where we're rounding up the ones that want to be Nazis. All these things could be true. It really could be true that the CIA overthrow was directly instigated by the CIA. We're not living in a world where I'm going to be able to prove to you this is what's happening. I'm not going to be able to show you receipts because the real world doesn't have receipts. Only the fake world has receipts, guys. Only the fake world, which is a land built on, I can show you on paper, and that there's a kind of psyche that has built their universe around that world that can be shown on paper, and they just think it's all real. They just think that's enough. It's kind of like being a racist, where you're just like, look, I don't want to try and think nice things about people that don't look like me. I only have so many calories. Isn't that really what you're doing? You really are just saying, look, I can't afford to be thoughtful. I can only be thoughtful to half the people. So either I hate women, I hate men, or if I can only be thoughtful to 85% of the people, I'm going to hate a minority. And some people just kind of want to hate someone. So they're just like, give me a small minority. And it's like, we got billionaires and we got trans people. And you're like, oh, I fucking hate billionaires. Someone else is like, I hate trans people. Someone's just like, you got a billionaire trans person? I would really love to hate both of those simultaneously. That sounds fucking great. And this is how you define yourself. Honestly, it's how you signal to a fertility cult that's dying. You heard me. If you wanted to signal to a fertility cult that's dying, you would start to virtue signal yourself as being more fertility cult than anyone else. And the only way you could be more fertility cult than anyone else is to demonize someone that's anti-fertility cult. And if you have a living LGBTQ around, and those are easier to find now, you're going to have everything you need to signal to someone else, and you can get laid. And then you're going to be able to call yourself a hero. You're going to walk around going, I'm a hero because I got laid, or I'm a victim and I love Hitler because I didn't. And those are the two choices from a shallow mind. Thank you for watching, James True. Hope you enjoyed today. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would love to hear what you think in the comments. We'll see you next time.